In this Beat the Meta, I get sent to the realm and meet Barrier and go for a little bit of a reverse finish as well as a little bit of a dummy and an absolute send. Hello everyone and welcome back to Beat the Meta, where I'm in the Porsche VGT Gran Turismo. You're probably going, Tidge, that's not on the thumbnail. No, it's not. And you're about to see why it's not. So I chose this car first, okay? This car to go out and see if I can do something with this. Now, it's a small track, Lego Maggiore. And this variation, of course, is very small. It's 1 minute 16 laps. So I was like, okay, let's pick something that's going to be really hard. Yeah, probably not the best idea. Let's put it that way. Anyway, we kick off in this car, which has no acceleration whatsoever. It's got to be the slowest accelerating car in history in this game. I'm not too sure. We'll have to check it out at some point because, as I've said a while ago, the car profiles are going to come back, so do keep an eye out for them. I know a lot of people enjoyed them back in the day, and it'd be nice to revisit it and just experience it. I'm waiting for a physics update because I'm expecting one to happen, but even so, we haven't seen one yet. Whack there off in the realm, so we'll take that place. 3 places are always good as we catch up to the back of the 2 Spaniards fighting together here. The Porsche 911 being the meta car here in reality in terms of race pace, with that acceleration and the extra weight from fuel. Oh, hello, somebody's off there. Oh, we've got BWR. What was that? I can't remember which F1 team that is. As you don't know, or maybe you did know, I don't know. I don't watch Formula 1 that often. I watch the highlights, and that's about it. Anyway, we're in P13. We have a run on the Mustang. We had better exit speed there, but look at that. The Mustang is now accelerating away from me as we head towards turn 1. So I'll go for a wide line here. Remember, this is a wide boy car as well. It's so wide as we leave that corner, and it's status quo for now. So you're noticing we're not really gaining that much in the grand scheme of it in this car as we head back down in towards the S's, and through we go in towards the right-hander. And just settling the car a little bit. It doesn't handle very well, this car, either. It is stable. That's one thing I will give it, but that's its wide stance, I suspect. You know, the weight's being shifted across a longer or wider plane there as we head down in towards this braking zone. The Mustang getting all sorts of squirrely there. A couple of people off there. Who's that? Skunky. Skunky's having a stinker here as we continue on. Going to try and follow the Ford Mustang up towards the left-hander then. Oh, we got 2 sats. Soupy off there as well. So we're going to get 2 positions hopefully here. Oh, no, Skunky's saying no, but I say yes. There we go. Job done. P10 it is for this Peugeot VGT Gran Turismo car. So we head down in towards the braking zone then and slowing it down. And oh, hello. What's going on behind? We just got punted there. That was Skunky again. Obviously, they don't like the smell either. As we go through, oh, full drift there in this car. Let's fast forward a little bit then. Let's get towards turn 1 because as we go through here, somebody ahead is about to make a big mistake, and that's the Ford Mustang into the barrier there as we continue on the exit then. And here we go, we're looking to catch up to Ford Mustang. Not going to quite have it. Looking down the inside here, it's going to be very sketchy if we do. No, not quite. Not quite there. They're going to keep the position for now as we go into here and advance further on then as we got Romain there taking a penalty in the Nissan GTR. We've not seen that in a while. Obviously the old meta, not necessarily the meta anymore, so we'll be okay at some tracks, of course. So we will have to use that car ourselves at some point. Oh, a little bit of a whack from, well, whack, actually. Oh, that's timely with a name, wasn't it? Through the right we go then, and going to boost it out of here. Now, they got oversteer here, and look, we're catching them. And then the acceleration just stops. And look at our lap times here, 19.9s. Leaders in the 17.9s. As we look down the inside then, Remain defending from me. Really nothing to defend from me here. Got to look more for Whack going from the outside here. Look at this beautiful move from Whack there. Takes P10 from me as we drop down. Now this car, in terms of time trial pace, it's a 1 minute 18, high 18 car. Bearing in mind the fastest laps are in the 1:16s. It's 2 seconds off the pace. So it's not really possible to beat the meta in its current form. So it's going to be probably one of the last cars we focus on, unless we get an unusual track or a very fast track. It does have good top end, this car, as White gets it all sorts of wrong there as we head down in towards the left-hander here. So yeah, it does have good top end, but that's it. Doesn't corner, doesn't accelerate. So it's going to be a hard one to get sorted, really. It really is going to be hard to get sorted. As we head down in towards the hairpin then, through the left-hander we go. And then we've got the final right here. Oh, Joey Mo's going down the inside here. Oh, wow. I thought I was going to get pushed out there, but Joey Mo Gives me some room here. We're going to have a drag race towards the line. And we do get P11 in the... No, we don't. P12. Oh, no. We lost by 4 thousandths. I was looking at the radar. And Joey Ramone steals that position for me. So this car not really going to work. So I chose a different car here. I went to the Z4. The Z4 wasn't in the top 200 on the leaderboard. So I was like, okay, you know, that's what I was looking for. I'm looking for those kind of cars. Obviously, in a small track like this, a lot of cars are going to be in the top 100. The Z4 not in the top 200. So that's the one I went for. In fact, I was the fastest Z4 after this race, believe it or not, as you will see later on. So through the right-hander we go then. We've got James up ahead. You can check out James on YouTube, doing a lot of PSVR 2 at the moment. People have been asking about me in PSVR 2. I'm not buying it unless I can get it for half price, or it works on PC. So if those come true, then I will be buying it. Through the left we go then. Continue on out. And we did catch up to James there in the braking zone. So this car, very good acceleration actually. Completely different to the Peugeot VGT. In fact, the Lamborghini up ahead are like one of the best at acceleration. And we're keeping up with it in the slipstream, which is good news. It means we might have a chance here as we go in to the left. And then the final right is James is getting all sorts of oversteer here. Going to have to compromise a slight here to give James a bit of room then as we head down the hill and into this very hard braking zone to get right here as we look to slow it down. I'm going to try around the outside then. Oh, it gets very tight. I'm going to beat it out of here. Who's got the better acceleration? Well, in fact, it is the Z4. Look at me go here. Look at the power of the Z4. Now, this is very much an underrated car, I feel. It is a good car to drive. It's very stable. It's drivable. It handles well. It's got a bit of, not oversteer, understeer in the mid corner. That's the only downside to this car, but a car has to have a downside. You'll see James go way too deep there, James. Way too deep there. Through the right we go then and continue on towards the next lap where we're halfway through it. And up ahead we've got lots of cars going side by side here. Lots of cars indeed going side by side. Somebody off there, the Spaniard Rayo going off. We've got the other Spaniard who we saw earlier on in that Porsche. We're going to have a bit of a run on them. And we've got Whitty and FB10, who we saw FB10 earlier on in towards the braking zone. We got Whitty down the inside. Oh, FB10 goes for a bit of a push to pass there. Oh, I'm not so sure about that. That's a bit naughty, in my opinion. A bit naughty. As we continue on then towards the sharp left-hander, and we all slow it down then. So we're going to get behind the AMG Mercedes of Whitty here, obviously representing the fellow manufacturer. As we continue on out, the gap just closed there, unfortunately. At the time, I was a bit like, oh, come on. But actually, that was absolutely fine. So, you know, if I was flashing, I apologise. Obviously, heat at the moment, you think very differently to analysing something afterwards. As Whitty goes down the inside of the Mustang, I think that's a bit of a don't hit me again sort of moment there from Whitty to the Ford Mustang. Ford Mustang flashing, but they could have no complaints there. There was a bit of a push to pass, it seemed, earlier on. But we'll take full advantage of that from FB10. As we've got then Whitty to really fight against now as we go in to the left and then the right. And oh, the Mustang behind going a bit too deep there. Underestimating that understeer as we head down towards, once again, this very hard corner to get right. Slowing it down completely here. Getting very close to Whitty. Through we go. Going to beat it as quick as we can. Now, can we go for a look here? Whitty goes defensive then. I'm going to probably have to go towards that right-hand side. Or are we? We do the double. Down into this corner we go. Whitty actually early on the brakes there. But I sort of sold a bit of a dummy there. And it worked out very nicely up into P10, where we catch up to Senna on the final lap in a Ford Mustang. Trying to represent a V8 supercar potentially here with that livery. I'm not too sure. Series I really love, but we don't get a chance to watch it here in the UK. I used to love watching that as a kid, and Tucker World Racing Driver actually introduced me to it, and I used to race it all the time. Anyway, we're in GT7. Let's focus on that as Senna goes into the barrier, then looking down the inside, and we're still there, and there's just a... yeah, got to leave a bit more room there, but I back out of it all the same. You know, there's a bit of contact there as you closed it off, and then a bit more contact in the corner. A bit of underestimation there from Senna, really. As we continue on then. So it's status quo for now then. Can we get Senna in the last couple of corners? Through the left we go. I love this corner because I do this and move all the time. They just leave the gap wide open here as we go into here. Senna leaves me a bit of room there. Thank you. As we head into the final braking zone where Senna gets it all sorts wrong. Way too deep here. So I'm thinking, excellent. Here we go then. Let's get the job done. Senna oversteering again in that Mustang. Going through here and Senna just boots it and just sends me right into the barrier. Not very nice at all. And in fact, what we're going to do, we're going to do the old finish. It's a reverse finish here. Now, turning round, it would have cost me just as much time here. We're going to go for it. We're going to try not to come last here. James comes barreling towards me. But we maintain a reverse finish there, so not too bad in the grand scheme. Salazar was actually in that race there, a World Series driver I've raced against in the past. We did a few laps here before the next race. Got 17.490, which is in the top 300, I believe, at the time, and still the fastest Z4. We've got a GTR up ahead this time, so we're going to head towards turn 1, and we're sort of looking down the inside. We're going to brake really early here, and they don't brake early. So unluckily for them, they go way too deep, and I just take that position. They actually hit the barrier there as well. So we advance further on to the end of the race, where I just dominated this race completely. And technically, we done beat the meta there, an 18.1. Salazar did a 17.8, so not too far off the Porsche there. But you can see tons of Porsches. They are the meta car in terms of race because they're so stable. They're so good at accelerating. It is the go-to car at the moment. We've got A+ in there as well. So beat the meta done, but I wasn't happy with that. So I went again. And unfortunately, I'm starting on pole this time. So there's just not a lot of people racing at the moment. And, you know, I went for it. I thought, okay, let's go for it. Let's see what we can do. Can somebody challenge me from behind? There's an Evo behind me this time as we head towards turn 1 then. Slowing the car down nicely here. There's that Evo. You can see that in the rear view mirror. Somebody actually chose the Z4. Maybe because of me. I'm not too sure. Anyway, we advance to lap 3 now. What's going to happen on lap 3? We're 2.5 seconds ahead of P2. So we've just flown away. Absolutely flown here as we go into the left. But that's a bit of a cut there, isn't it? Yes, it is. It is a bit of a cut, and we're actually going to be taking a 1-second penalty. So, are they going to get in the mix here? Is P2 going to catch up to me? So 2 seconds. That gap is coming down. It is now down to under a second, but no, they don't. No, they don't. And we're actually going to advance towards the end of the race then, because I win it. I do win it. Now, I probably should have chosen a bit of a weaker car. I didn't realize the Z4 was so strong. That is a ridiculously strong car. But hey, we'll see what the future holds. And that is going to be it for this video, folks. Beat the meta. We won it twice. We chose the wrong car and then potentially the right car there. Some will be easy, some will be hard. We have some very hard ones in the future. So do subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with Beat the Meta content. Give it a like on the way out. And I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.